End of winter is in sight, and that means it's time to start thinking about your gardens. And this year, as you plot out your plants, the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Gardens wants to remind everyone about the importance of including native plants. Now, these plants aren't just beautiful to look at, they're also great for our pollinator population. And joining us this morning to tell us more, I want to welcome Scott Bierlein, a horticulturist and the manager of the Botanical Garden Outreach at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. Thanks so much for talking to us this morning.
Oh, good morning. It's good to be here.
So what do folks need to keep in mind when it comes to our garden before we plant?
Well, this time of year, there's a few things that you want to keep in mind. One is cleanup, and that can go a lot of different ways. Cleanup of any bee houses you might have, super important, as well as bird houses. Hygiene is important. You want to clean those out and make them safe for this year's pollinators and birds. But as far as garden cleanup, we don't want to be too aggressive. We want to leave some of those old stems of old plants, or at least collect them and put them in a safe place until really the season kind of warms up and allows nesting and egg cases of pollinators that may be in those stems to emerge in the spring when it gets warm.
Well, I know that sinus-wise, I can feel when those pollinators are doing their thing, but when it comes to choosing the right plants for our region and our pollinators here in this area, how do we know what to look for?
Well, we have some great resources that have stemmed from our plant trials program at the zoo. If you go to our website, cincinnatizoo.org, and go to our gardens page, you'll find a lot of great resources on plants, including a new brochure that we produced last year called Plants for Pollinators. And that lists a lot of really good plants. What we're looking for with plants that are good for pollinators is obviously plants that produce a lot of nectar and pollen. So, a lot of flowers. And then also flowers throughout the full season, because bees are emerging now and they'll be around until fall. They need to eat that entire time. And then, of course, just plants that will succeed, that will do well in our area, and all that is in that material.
Well, Scott, I know you mentioned the bees. I've seen a couple flying around already. Can you give us an idea of some native plants that will help our bees while also looking great in the garden?
Sure. A lot of our native plants that tend to get overlooked are the trees and shrubs. These are especially good for producing pollen and nectar early in the season. So things like even maple trees, which are actually wind-pollinated plants, but they do produce pollen that the pollinators need this time of year. They're in bloom now. But then you get into service berries, and you get into our wild cherries and other native trees and shrubs that do really well. And the other thing that native plants do in a lot of ways, especially with trees and shrubs, is they're the host plants for caterpillars. And it may seem odd that we want caterpillars, but a lot of our pollinators also either feed or parasitize caterpillars. So they need that food source as well. And of course, caterpillars feed many birds.
Well, this is all really cool stuff. I know we're getting ready to plan some gardening at my house. I want to keep all these things in mind. If people want to take part in your native plant sale, let us know when and where that's happening.
Sure. That's sponsored by Klosterman Baking Company. It's at our Bowyer Farm, which is out on Mason Montgomery Road, up near Lebanon. And it's a great location. It's a great old farm, and we've restored wetland there, and we have some nursery space there. And we'll have 9 sales this year, beginning in April, usually on the second Saturday of the month, but some extra dates thrown in. And you have to register for it. It's free to register, but parking is limited. So go on our website, go to events, and sign up, gardens, and then events, and then sign up for your slot at the native plant sales. But it's a wonderful time out there. We have a great selection of really hard to find, well-grown, reasonably priced native plants.
Well, Scott, we certainly appreciate it. I'll definitely have to sign up. And thanks again so much for talking to us today.
You're certainly welcome. Thank you for inviting me.